Hello and welcome back to VCT Americas, where after falling down in map number 1, the 13-7 fashion, it's Furia on their own map choice of Haven, who cruise to a 13-5 victory, saying, we'll do you one better there, Valen.
Yeah, that was insane. I think a big player there was DGZin alongside the support staff, because he popped off, and not only was he getting a lot of pivotal kills for the team, but the space that he was creating with his first dash, his second dash even, was absurd.
Yeah, it turns out that ace on Split was just him warming up, by the way, Sean.
Dude, it was insane. It was 2-2, right? Furia won pistol. I think Sentinels rallied back with 2. And then there was 4 consecutive rounds where DG had a first blood. All 4 of them at the A site, all 4 of them converted to wins. And from that moment on, it was 6-2. Furia just ran away with it, right? GG went 6-1, I think, on first bloods this game. All 6 were converted into round wins. He was just very dominant. Like I said in the pregame telestrator, you know, he had that space created with the team, and it was very important to separate him from the team and get that kill before they catch up. And at no point did it seem like Sentinels could pull it off.
Right, and with this comp specifically, there's not much util to be able to flush out corners and get a lot of the map control just by using like a nade or like a tether or whatever. It's a lot of just raw brute force gun skill, right? And when you have DGZin popping off like that, that's huge, because he's getting a lot of the first bloods, putting you in man-up situations, and that's very pivotal for this comp.
I mean, 24-12 KD. That means averaging every round, he's trading 2 lives for his own. You will take that any day of the week, particularly on your entry in the Jet. And so while we talk about DGZin already having a bit of a rhythm there and performing on Split and carrying that over in even more dominant fashion on Haven, I think it's MW Zera who is right behind him, who we can largely credit for a lot of that success as well.
Yeah, and that's the guy that probably DG should thank the most, right? The initiator getting him through a lot of his own harbor walls. A lot of the things Furia did in this game was like kind of pop through their cascades, pop through their high tides, and it was catching Sentinels off big time, right? In the clip we broke down, it was the C side they did it on. In this game, they switched it up and did it all towards the A side, and yeah, like I said, Sentinels was reading the C side more, I feel like.
Yeah, and they were using a lot of the harbor util comboed with the Sky to get the front side map control, and then the Viper in the post plant was very hard to deal with for Sentinels, because the mollies are coming out, they have one-way lineups on spawn, like you can't even get out and retake. They were playing that perfectly. Also, Mazin, the harbor on the team, was insane with his ults, his cascade usage to set up his teammates, and his walls. Like, they were all playing perfect that game, and that's how you get a result like that.
Well, Val, I want to come right back to you on Sen's performance there, because you had brought up before diving into Haven, you know, how will this team look, presuming they move to 1 duelist, which is what they did. Obviously taking the loss, but what, if anything, did you identify in their play that they seemed so much less confident as soon as Zekin had to fall back to a more supportive role, and it's only 10s out there looking for the entries and the duels?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely harder. You don't have as much freedom because you have to be in positions to set up your teammates or set up your 1 duelist. So it's not as free of an environment. I would say it could also be lower confidence in the team. Maybe they're just kind of relying on their bread and butter and not trying to pitch in the extra play here, extra play there like they were doing on Split. But also, I think that Furia was just playing insane.
Right.
And it's very hard to deal with, especially with that comp. You just lose so much of your sight lines. You don't know what's going on versus the double controller, and they're just popping in your face. You can't deal with it.
Right. In fairness, Sean, both teams have taken their map picks, right? So at least we can kind of rest on that. And it really comes down to this right here. We're taking a look at Bind as the decider here with playoff hopes on the line.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to see, I believe Furia is going to go back to the double duelist, which is what they ran against NRG. And DG is insane on this map on the Jet entering in. Particularly some of the short A plays he makes with another duelist behind him on Bind are insane. Like, they're very, very, very aggressive. Completely different than what we just saw in Haven.
Yeah, and because of how the map works, you know, you have Hookah and Long at the B side and Shower and Short. With the double dive, having 1 dive go Shower and another at Short is so pressuring for the defense that they can collapse on backside at any time. You're pushing them all the way back. And I think it's going to have to rely on the post plant for Furia, because oftentimes you're going to see, you know, Viper Mollies, raise nades delaying the A plant. But if they can get that bomb down and play the post plant, then they're gonna have a great half, because they're gonna get on site every time with double dive.
I was gonna say, you can get pinched so quickly if you're sitting front A site, right? As you say, with both duelists splitting the map and hitting you from either angle. And so once again, I think pacing gonna be the name of the game here on Bind as we dive into agent select, and we'll have our comps rounded out here in just a moment.
Yep, it looks like we're getting the double duelist.
Getting the double duelists, we're also getting the mirror matchups, right? We kicked off the day with mirror matchup comps on Split. They diverted and went different paths there on Haven, and now we reconverge here where it's all do or die. If Sentinels want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they need to win right here, right now. Let's find out if they can pull it off and send it back over to Brent in Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I mean, the playoff chances, they want to keep them alive, is on life support right now, Josh.
It
on
is.
life
It's
support.
very difficult.
It's a narrow margin, but more importantly, for Furia now, they've taken that first step to really securing themselves into the playoffs. That's the important factor.
Yep.
A win here today will lock them up. And, you know, listen, they lose 2-1. It's not the end of the world, but it is, I believe, out of their hands at that point as well. So they do need to win this next map to have a clean showcase.
Yeah, and it's as simple as that. If they win on Bind, they're through to the playoffs. The players would love for it to be that simple. So you will see Furia going all out in this final map, but it also puts pressure on them. I'll tell you what else applies pressure. 4 Sentinels players looking like they're pushing down short to start the pistol.
Grouped up.
Ah, no, this is it's a trap play here. So they've got contact being held by Tens with a Sheriff, and then they've got what looks like a flash nade combo to go back in.
Yeah, it was Marv as well, trying to soundbait.
Yeah, Marv
Fired a shot, ran his little footsteps away. I was hoping for the repush, I think, from QCK, right?
Yeah, he's trying to bait QCK into re-clearing short there. But instead, they don't bite. And Furia pivot themselves round into a B long take. It's quiet again. We've really seen these double duelist compositions have a very slow tempo today.
Yeah, just slowing it all the way down. The
Messing with the
expectation
pace.
is you're going to be fast on those attack sides, but we know it's a clear sight. This flank, though, coming through. QCK. It's up to him to hold it. Oh, he hears the footsteps.
But he only hears one.
Faded out, double swing. Double swing.
It's not bad, honestly, from QCK. It's a nice idea, though, from Sentinels. Marv definitely calling that out and playing with the Brimstone's loud feet.
Yeah. Khalil needs to break that. Frenzy's going a little bit wide. Nade into the corner. Not a favorable fight
And he
at all.
full blinded Khalil, so Khalil couldn't help him.
Yeah, but there was no help. No help at all. Khalil's still close, though, onto the corner. Anything's possible. The Frenzy's in their hands, and W alive and healthy. Got the armor online. One shot would do it anywhere, but the cranium good enough.
What a clutch by MW.
Beautiful.
That's really well done. He was on an island alone there, and he picks up a 3K, a 1v3, in order to secure it. Lovely stuff after the rest of Furia. I kind of beefed the post-plant positions, to be honest with you.
Standing.
The MW's in backside alone, cleaning house.
That's nasty good.
Lovely stuff for the Red Bull clutch. Unfortunately, though, that is yet another nail in the Sentinels' playoff coffin. Just hammering them home at this point.
Yeah, with the pistol rounds. And look at it. Bit of fun with it. Why not? Just chucking bodies at the fountain. Seeing if they can get any sort of kills.
And then running through the TP.
Yep, through the TP. I mean, they are certainly having fun with it. Why not? Collects a couple of clips. Not anticipating that, though. QCK.
I do want to see that, Brent. I want to see Sentinels go for the wildest stuff on this map.
I want to see it brought. Ooh, okay. Low enough that a shot could have done it.
And Sassy's going to meet QCK in spawn here, too.
Again. Big ult. Nothing to lose at this point. Might as well try and go for it if you are Sassy.
If he gets a kill and dies, he's got his Seekers online as well for next round.
It's pretty good. And showers, though. That's the angle. Khalil crouched down. Accurate enough. Puts a stop to it.
All right, what have Furia brought for this bonus, too? We saw their attack side against NRG on Bind be superb. The double duelist attack looked ridiculous, and Dijazine was absolutely dominant.
He's already carried that form. That previous map of Haven, I mean, he was leading them the first kills.
He was absolutely destroying. All right, Tens is on a really funky angle here, but I don't think it's going to get any action. The whole of Furia defaulting over towards B.
Yeah. Defaulting over. I believe it's... Was that a snake bite sent over? Yeah. Going to be watching that. Lands itself on the edge of Octagon just so nobody can hold.
The Alpha Year lineup.
Yeah. Close to the corner. Needs to win his ones with the ADS spray. Never favored.
Well, that's
gotta be confident. Gotta be confident. Well, Zeka, maybe he can do something about it. He's worked his way in, flooding into the site. Util being used to try and press him into these angles. He's aware of it, aware to hand it. Marved! Gotta be kidding me. Ice cold. Grabs his 3, down to the one-on-one. Dash forwards, Tens nails it. And the crowd goes crazy for that one.
That is some incredible shooting from Marv. That is some incredible stuff. Ice cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
calm with that.
That's a great series of kills, but also they should have lost that round, really. The magic, absolute magic that Marv comes out with to get those 3. But otherwise, it looked like the bonus was going to be completely secured by Furia.
Now we're starting to see it. Fast as the play, but Tens watches it. Satchel in the hands of MW with a free fire. Onto the corner. Triple stacked up towards Lamps. That's Furia containing that space angle here. Clearly going to overpeak it. Well, with the brim ult, no choice. You have to swing wide. And it's absolute obliteration. You want to say your famous line, Josh? He's soup. They're soup. They're all soup.
Yeah, he has. He's absolutely destroyed them, hasn't he? Marved in back-to-back rounds, giving the business to Furia. I mean, they go for a Lamps take against a Brim that has his ult online. That's a curious decision.
Yeah.
But also very well controlled. Marv doesn't just rip the ult off as soon as he realizes they're in there. They actually wait for the Viper wall to drop too and post up the operator, post someone on the back, controlling any exit.
Any angles. And it's so
my ult's ready.
Whimsical is the word I use to describe some of the play. It feels like, listen, Senna being pretty free-flowing with the ultimates, the way they want to take some of these fights, but discipline at the right times, and it's netted them another round win, so 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, I was enjoying watching Split completely too, for similar reasons, because the rounds, I mean, Dujazin's ace round was bonkers, you know, Furia leaving the spike in spawn. I feel like the double duelist compositions, when they're trying to be played with a bit more nuance, when you're trying to slow the pace down, both of these teams coming up with some wild stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to watch.
Sometimes it just does come down to those fights. I mean, look at this. This is crazy.
Mechanical outplay.
Yeah. Does have a chance.
I mean, this is just, yeah, fantastic response from Marv there. Straight after the round where he deletes 3 players with his rifle. All right, so now the pressure's really on Furia. You know, this map still really matters for them. They're in a spot now where they had an advantage in round 3, weren't able to convert because of heroics from Marv. Made a mistake there, stepping into the Brim ult in round 4. Now suddenly their economy's in a bad spot. And their attack side was the side that you're expecting them to get a lot of success on.
Let's look the best. Attempt. Maybe a bit of a pre-fire, but on LAN, yeah, Tens wins that. There's the weaker guns. The orb was gained, so knives in the hand of the Jazeen. If he can do some work with the Blade Storm, updraft over the top. Both expended. No heads peeking out. No one offered easily done. Zekken holding a close corner though, close angle. Sassy making sure nobody can spill out of showers, but he has to back away because...
I've got your trail.
Yeah, it's compromised. That position from Lamps now pushing forward still. Smoke in the face of Mazine. And there's a Brim ult of their own. Over the strike. Lay it down, opens it up. And Sassy forced to just rotate around, and they're being picked apart. It's the weaker buy. It matters not. The rifle's in their hands. Spike gonna be planted. Mankata wants to go for this one, but yeah. Bench angle, just over the box, spots it. 3-2-1, double swing. Cleanly done, and a thrifty nevertheless. Furia, very pleased with that.
As soon as the pressure's applied to Furia, they come out with this. Really good round. Their player gets information that Marth is jump peeking, and that's why you see Dejazine floating up with his Blade Storm, looking for that jump peek.
Yeah.
And then they make their way towards Lamps and completely overwhelm Zekken. And at that point, the round's already in rough territory. But the way in which they then generate those rifles and get extra picks off the back is very good. It feels like what we've been seeing from Furia when they're playing at their best. This ability to win any situation, no matter whether they're down players or rifles. But there's another push. It's a force buy from Sentinels and a triple push down B long as Tens finds the first one. They're going through the teleporter here.
Right out to Crunch. Showstopper dash to disengage. Backing away and overhead. Ripped off.
Down A.
Lil sent to spectate. And that backup arrives through the TP. Seeing you got to be joking, you're still taking that fight against. GCK was hoping to make the most of this one. Up top, over the round, the mollies. Spike dropped on the bench. Right around the side, 4 in the round. Before you know it, Josh, it's an instant answer back. Ten's making moves.
Yeah, a great response from Sentinels. Who needs a full buy? Nobody needs a full buy around here. It was a force from Sen, but they had a Bladestorm and a Sheriff with 3 rifles. And the play from Tens, the proactivity is what really wins them this. Because they force the fight down B long and then instantly take the teleporter. Give no chance for Furia to reset.
One enemy. Gone here. Cat.
Such fast decision making. Flawless. Already into the round. Couple of seconds. It's a bit of an interesting buy. I mean, Furia, you can see, opted into a rifle on Mazine.
Yeah, it's a bizarre one.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
It really is. Mazine and MW have both kind of forced. Although maybe MW will be able to get half armor rifle later on. Oh, Dejazine was just about to peek that. So he sets up as Marv disappears. And these players are going towards Hookah, where Sassy and Pancada, the Brazilian duo, are awaiting them.
Yep, doubled up. That's anti-flash played, so...
He's checking out the artwork on the wall.
Yeah, you know, he's enamored with it. Facing it again, though, as the orb goes down. Boombot cleared. Are they really going to contact into this? Yeah, off angle. Don't anticipate that, do you? Nade. Might do a little bit of damage, yeah. Just chips him down, but Sassy's still safe. And a full rotation around towards B long. That space was gained. Dog. Broken. Satchel! You never quite feel favored. No one has a judge in your face, yet still locking it down. Hookah. It's contained, it's controlled. TP to try and back them up here. Flash around the side. Dejazine with 2. Heads found. Can he pull off the impossible? Tapping onto the spike. Still has a dash for but a moment. 9 seconds in the round. He's forced to make a play. Tens was watching.
Sentinels hold on to Hookah there looks great. The way that they're playing with each other and off each other, they're finding these micro plays and these combo plays that I felt like I wasn't seeing from Sentinels earlier on in the season. And remember that's the big deal here for Sen, is figuring out something for LCQ.
10 seconds left.
Like, does this system work? Are there pieces that we can get to champions with? And I really like the proactivity and the little combo plays that they're coming up with. They've forced a tactical timeout here out of Furia. And Furia's economy is in a weird spot. A weird spot. Yeah. Mazine forced. You saw MW with a judge. It's just... It's a little wonky. They should still be able to cobble something together. But the question here is, how are they going to find value on their attack side? I felt like when we watched them play against NRG and Dejazine was taking over, it was more to do with aggression into A. They had a lot of A short pushes. I don't think we've seen very much of that from them today.
A bit of a reluctance. I mean, the few attempts that there were, it was really just picked apart, wasn't it? I mean, the showers crunch from Sen, Marv's ult, breaking them apart in lamps.
Yeah.
But, you know, those examples, you know, Sentinels throwing you a curveball and forcing you to react, that's just the nature of how they're playing right now. They don't have that dedicated IGL. You could just jump in on calls, so...
Well, think about what ults Sentinels has to work with here. If you're trying to craft a game plan for Furia, you've got to be aware of Zekan's showstopper.
Blinded.
Flash for a flash. It's a snake bite across the map.
Okay, so they forced out Pancada's ultimate on, I guess you could call this an anti-eco, although there's still some danger, to be honest, with Digicine having a rifle.
Yeah, I certainly think so.
All right, and this is where Zekken shows
What?
What is that from TENS?
Unbelievable! Playing anti-flash is a full 180 to land the shot on a player going at Mach 10 speeds.
That's ludicrous.
Double face though, swinging. And that's confidence that they needed. Still spraying it through. That second contains and finalizes it.
It doesn't even need the ult. They completely destroyed that. 3 players ready to collect the short push. I was asking the question, why not go for more short pushes? Maybe that's the reason why. I mean, SEN look very ready for them, with no pressure anywhere else. I mean, there's got to be somebody else doing damage there.
Yeah, there is. There was spray damage in action.
There's no way he hit.
No, he didn't. He didn't. No. But it was. Listen,
But it's still
the
impressive.
reactions nevertheless are really quite clean.
Okay, Sentinel's going for a push down short. Is this early with the showstopper?
Holding
Surely
the angles
not.
for each other. Oh, watching for QCK spam.
So much damage.
Yeah. And QCK will be able to get back and potentially get that heal.
Digicine has now become a lurker, taking Shower's control on his own and trying to draw some pressure. But that means he's not going to be there for any potential B hit.
Looks like the goal here is to try and use some util over towards B and then take the teleport over towards Showers, with Digicine holding that space. Do they even want to opt into that? Minute left, looks like they're actually just walking back.
Yeah. I mean, they've found the right site here. Zekken had gone for the rotate.
I've got your
and
trail.
I think it was as soon as the Raise nade came out, they realized they didn't want to go into the site where Zekken was playing.
Yeah.
But Zekken's going to be here by the time they hit A. This showstopper might just end the round.
Oh, the timing. Through the back now, showstopper, rockets! Where's that landing? Right to the side, but yet still the kills. Acclaim, the kill feed's filling up, and it's painted a picture-perfect green.
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds
One left standing, Khalil. Slightest bullet will bring him down. 7.
Got the spike.
In the gun. Has the spike, but no time. No time at all. Hunting for an isolated fight. Works himself
10
into the
seconds
back.
left.
Spike's going to go down here. No one willing to deny this one just yet. It's Sentinels that want to try and play together, but they've afforded him this chance.
And Khalil has ult.
Lurking his way now into lamps. Still with the ult to deny. Does he opt to use it? Pancada sticking.
Wow.
Gets off of it. Half. And yeah, enough damage was done.
A nice try. A very nice try from Khalil to make something of that situation. But Sentinels have got the read. They're doing the same thing they did last time they played Bind, which is being very loose with the rotates. The Sentinels' major game plan here is to maintain control over short, so that Furia are stuffed anytime they go for these A hits. And also, make sure that they have 3 players at least on the site that Furia are going towards. The double duelist comps are usually pretty obvious which direction they're going in. You don't have the luxury of being able to obfuscate the areas of the map that you're taking. And SEN are always in the right spot. There's always 3, 4 players on site ready to collect. If Furia lose this map, their fate is not in their own hands. They will have to be praying that a variety of other results happen for them to make playoffs.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Never ideal. Into the smoke, sprayed, spammed, but MW quick to collect his own and moves forwards. Dave picks up the upgrade. Rifle now in his hand, Sassy off angle. Oh my! Watch for second. The return of a miracle doesn't look likely. So only 2 left standing for Sentinels. In terms of the operator, makes this an unlikely retake, especially with the Viper's Pit committed. If Marved can get something done. Spike dropped. And the angle! Oh, shot's just missing.
I thought he had it.
Sentinels to go for this. The dash is active. Into it with the short. He tries to deny, but Nazim is holding his back.
I appreciate the effort there. That's another thrifty round that Furia have managed to collect up. The 2 rounds that they've won outside of the outside of the pistol and the follow-up have been thrifties. Round 5 and round 10. And in some sense, you know, that's to be expected because Furia are the 2nd best team in Americas at eco rounds, right behind Cloud9. But also, they're not winning any of the gun rounds.
Which is just the complete opposite of what we just saw in Haven.
Yeah. It's
They were
been
dominant there.
so back and forth with this team's performance today.
Info gathered. Shot rattled off. Pancada. Gotta be careful here. Trailblazer used a bit of spam. Snakebite pushing them back. Tens though. Oh, he's going walkabouts. Look at this. Pushing through to Jazine. He was watching it, but oh, it comes down to the kill to be claimed. He's looking at the wrong side. Jazine's got him. Watches that one. He's like, my God, what are you doing there?
But that's also big. That tells them that they've pushed out of showers, and that probably means that they're stacking over towards B, right? So now Furia need to cut noise if they want to go towards B and make sure that people spread back out. And you can see Sentinels going over to the A site to fill in the hole, wondering if Furia are pushing back through showers. So overall, really nice understanding of the push and pull in this round from Furia. They're going to be able to hit the site for one of the first times, I feel like, with it being empty.
Yeah. Flash at the ready. Close to the side here. Satchel as well. It's Pancada. Wants to stay alive here into elbow. Any sort of damage he can do would be good for them, but the plant's going to go down without too many problems. That's that backstab. Hello. Bit of a wave. Goodbye. I'm taking a fight to the site. Second saying. A bit of spam, though. He's being bogged down by all these smokes in his face.
The post plants looked immaculate on Haven, but that was with a very different comp.
Trying to retake this one is difficult. Orbital strike. Inuda Hookah was compromised. Marved at the back, though. Still there. Flash in his face. That's from Sassy. And time ticking all the way down. MW. Listen, why not? Got the luxury of it. Took his time with the 2 kills, but Furia now scraping it together, making it nice and even.
The fact that's their first gun round that they've won, and the score is 5-6. This score, it feels fraudulent. It feels like it doesn't represent the dominance that Sentinels have really had on this map. But that's the value of winning a couple thrifties, winning the pistol. Furia have a chance to go even at the half, where their game plan has just been completely outplayed. Short battle though,
Oh,
this is massive.
Is a clash, and there's a showstopper waiting! Round to the side, and W takes himself out! And it's all over the place. A cacophony of bullets and rockets and explosions, exchange on either side.
Sentinels have been pushing short a lot in this map so far. It was just a matter of time, inevitable, that something like that was eventually going to happen. Now the question is, how does Khalil deal with this flank? Sassy and Pancada coming through market.
Double reflank.
Enemy remaining.
Khalil's got it. Watched for. Crouch peek to try and take it. Sassy does trade it, but he's the last one standing now, and they know where his position is.
And that's why you see QCK flip the map. But the spike now not on his side.
And with the snake bite, it's just being brought down to a crawl. No one's giving him an easy option. No one's giving him an easy fight. Furia on the cusp now of being able to even this one up. And a run and gun at the end just to rub salt into the wounds. But Furia can be happy with that, given how dire the gun rounds were going in this first half.
Switching sides.
They've made it respectable.
Remember,
Yeah, 6-6 with 2 gun round victories is madness. But it's exactly what Furia needed.
Yeah.
Exactly what they needed. This map, they have to win this in order to secure their spot in playoffs.
This was just all over the place. But the importance is there. As you're saying, Josh, as Furia, they need to win this to have destiny in their own hands with the playoffs. But before we even get into the second half, let's send it down to the desk.
Thank you so much, gents. Furia clawing it back to a 6-6.5. And I'll be honest, I'm right there with Brandon Sideshow, where it doesn't necessarily, the score doesn't necessarily align with the feeling of the first half, where it felt like Sen was kind of off to the races.
Yeah, it started so strong for Sentinels with those 2 rounds that Marv pulled off. Right off the rip, anchoring the site, getting a 3K. It was ridiculous moments, and it looked like we were getting the Sentinels' confidence from map number 1 back into the mix. But as that half progressed, well, these individuals continued to step up. It was Furia pulling off the little rounds, the ecos, taking advantage of 1 or 2 mistakes made by Sentinels, and now have a super close half.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like that Sentinels did this. Marv keeps them in the game early, like you said. keeps their playoff hopes alive, winning the bonus, not getting reset in the first gun round.
Right.
And then that allows tens to just come to life.
That's the thing. It's 2 3Ks. Then it's like he passes the baton to tens. He's like, cool, I've done my job, bro. You take it from here. And then tens just starts ripping off first kill after first kill after first kill. And that's what made it feel like they were about to run away with it, maybe.
They were so proactive. It reminded me of Split in that it seemed like they had a lot of ideas in the middle of rounds, which is what Kaplan was talking about in that quote we looked at earlier, where sure, Marv's is picking up a lot of the IGLing, but the other players are coming up with these ideas in the middle of being, hey, we can shower scrunch here.
Yeah.
We can take this push down long. Those little proactive plays worked so well for Sentinels. But now the sides have swapped, and Furia is in a position where they've gotten enough rounds to make this doable.
I don't know if they have gotten enough. When you look at the NRG game that Furia played against NRG, I think they won 9-3 on their opening attack half.
They lost pretty much every round on defense.
Yeah, their defensive half left a lot of questions. And the more I watch Bind, the more I think this map has flipped attack-sided. So I am lightly favoring Sentinels right now at halftime, which is crazy.
And Sentinels need it. If they can come back here, their chances stay alive for playoffs. If they lose, they are out 100%.
Both teams obviously want the victory, but for Sentinels, it is all important as we head right back out to the arena to get the second half underway.
All the heat being turned up here with this match, Sentinels and Furia. It's Sentinels just trying to keep that scrap, that shred of chance to get into the playoffs with a win here 2-1. But for Furia, much more simpler. Just win and you are in the playoffs.
They just need 7 more rounds. But like the desk was talking about, like Sean was pointing out, Furia in their game against NRG, they just couldn't win on defense. And they already didn't look great in the first half. Here it is, push.
Yeah, 3 players.
Turning the defense into an attack, essentially, by going down B long and taking the fight, taking the tempo. And it's that Sheriff on the pistol round for Dejazine. It's been getting so much work done.
Here.
2 shots to the body with no armor. Bring down anyone.
And Zekken actually has armor and a frenzy. They've loaded him up, the raid boss.
See what he can do. He's been so damn good. Last few matches putting up incredible individual performances. Sentinels putting all semblance of noise. It's a Viper's orb. Oh, it's brought back up. It blooms with the snake bite, but Marv's still going to get that plant down. It's getting decayed in the middle of all of it.
And you can tell that this was not Sentinel's pistol round strat because Zekken also bought double blast pack. He's not going to have a chance to use those. He's also tucked in a spot where the nade might not find value. Really needs to play off Sassy here.
Close in the corner, there's a nade at his feet. How does he get out of it? Has the satchels. It's another nade, responds, trying to push them away. So keeping the satchels inside the smoke. Fight taken, QCK wins it, Marv. What timing do you take? What do you offer? Sassy resetting it through. Everyone has toppled and falled. QCK running this way, that way. Doesn't know where he stands, but Sentinels winning that pistol round. It's a bigger one.
It's absolutely major. It really is. It's their second one of the series so far, and it couldn't come at a better time for them. Like you said, to keep that small flickering candle of hope alive for their chances at making the playoffs. Furia have been great at pistols, bad in the defense half. So the fact that they don't get this one, it really is winnable here. Sentinels have looked significantly better on the double duelist maps. They dominated Split, and I feel like they should have had a more dominant first half here on Bind.
It plays into their strengths when you have Zekken and Tens at the forefront of a lot of the fights. Now we see an attempt.
And the double controller as well, Brent. That's something that we can't overlook. Uh-oh, though. The reason the first half was so close was because Furia were winning ecos.
Util in the hands. Wow, how do you dodge that, Zekken? Right up in his face. Updraft, info gathered. QCK will not get out with his life. And so, yeah, whilst it was looking a little bit uncertain at the beginning, bringing down Marv, holding that down with a Guardian. Now,
Here.
Sentinel's getting a little bit more comfortable. Flash. Does Tens want to peek? He does. No shot to be landed. As long as he holds down his elbow space, it's good for him. Nade. Clears him back and away, but for Furia, they realize that we don't want to give them any ult orbs, we don't want to give them anything at all. They're playing back to try and deny their lives to the spike.
Yeah, and this is clean. They've managed to hold on quite nicely here. So Sentinels are going to have a decent lead and a good opportunity to rack up another. Furia really struggled on their attack side to even get into positions really to execute. We didn't see those big explosive double duelist dives with Dujazine and MW wrapping around. The fights were being won and lost really in the map control skirmishes earlier on. We'll see if Sentinels could do anything different.
Ouch!
This upcoming bonus is going to be
Grenade! Reloading.
it's that much more important, isn't it? There was enough money in the back pocket there for Pancada, so he can buy himself a rifle and still buy for Nexa. It does add the danger element.
I thought Tens might do something similar, but he's just sticking with the Marshall.
Yeah, just keeping it.
Oh. The fight in showers here is everything. MW is trapped.
Trapped close onto the corner.
Down and
Khalil,
out.
he responds. There's a trade. They'll take the 1-for-1.
Good work from Khalil bailing his team out.
Yeah,
Toxin screen down.
right place for it.
But a 4v4 tends to favor the attacking side. Both raises traded. That means no major defensive utility to be thrown as they burst into sites. And also just fewer people to watch areas on the map. It's going to be a 2-2 spread, and Sentinels group up to go for a short pop.
Smokes drop down. All the angles here. Slow and steady. Maybe soon we'll see an injection of pace. Shot. That hit his way across. It did hit. Dujazine drop down low with the wall bang, and there's another one. Reactions looking crisp.
Yeah, this is great shooting from Tens.
40 seconds in a round, plenty of time to slow things down for but a moment at the back of the site. The flash blinds them, prevents anybody from really pushing forward, but
Spike
Khalil looks like he
planted.
might want to get a bit cheeky. Tens up close though, Shorty. Heard the jiggle, went for it, gotta respect it. Chunks down, Mazine the talk. Don't want that one to latch. 30 damage would have brought him down.
Viper fight in top short here currently too.
Yeah,
With
that's gonna be caught, right? Pancada. Flash. Push them back. QCK. Taking space.
Marv just
Fight's taking place all over the site, isn't
Pancada's
it?
played this beautifully.
Yeah, he's just let him right past, but he's given up a kill still. Marv now live in the action. Mazine knows he has to back out, so there you go. Bonus round converted. Sentinels. This is an amazing beginning.
It's incredible how different Furia look on Haven compared to maps 1 and 3. It's like watching a different team. Where's the get up and go? Where's the aggression? Where's the tempo? It's all just disappeared. They're so incredibly timid with double duelist of all things, and Sentinels are running them over. This map could already be over, Brent. If they hadn't stumbled on the, ecos, if they'd won a pistol.
Yeah, we might have been looking at one of the most one-sided maps that we've seen in some time.
And Furia are going to take another timeout. This is their second timeout taken in the map, so this is it. All or nothing, and the last chance for the coach to have any input.
Gotta hit home how important it is for Furia. They need to win this series, Josh, to make playoffs, to lock it in themselves. If they lose the series, listen, they're not necessarily out, but...
In fact, they're more likely in playoffs than not, but it's just up to, the luck of the fates at that
sheer
point.
chance, whether or not the other matches end up working out, which you never want. You never want.
And think about this from Furia's perspective. They've already had 2 chances. I mean, look at the stress. They had that match against NRG, where they lost after being up massively on bind. They had the match against 100 Thieves, another 2-1 loss. And now they find themselves once again in a map 3 situation, possibly facing another 1-2 loss to another North American team. The slip from Furia and Leviathan it's been incredible. The South American teams, the longer that this has been on, I don't know whether it's just being away from home or the stress or what, but they're letting these opportunities slip away.
Incredible in all the wrong senses for them.
Toxins going up.
Again, scraping with the money. They want to opt into a rifle on Mazine, but he's dropped down to 800 credits from it. Doubled up now. Showers, contacting plays on plays. Kills, resetting of the aim. Crouched up though. Dujazine is cool, calm, collected enough to find a second.
That's what I'm looking for, right?
That's granted.
That is what Furia were bringing on Haven.
Blade Storm in his hands here. Pancada. Off angle by Mazine.
He feels like he has to make a play. The risks have got to be taken when their player's down like this. And now Tens and Marv are both completely separated, doing their own things on other sides of the map.
Completely separated. I mean, Hookah not cleared. Obviously, QCK just holding that with the Stinger. At this point, looking to not give over the weapons that they've got, but still a bit of exploration happening from Tens. He's really working himself deep into the spawn.
I am kind of surprised that he's not calling for Marv to rotate to B and try to actually win this round. They don't have time to collapse on A currently, especially when Tens has not seen anyone on B. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the goal is currently for Sentinels.
There's one. Sprays it through. 14 seconds left, though. And how do you win this? There's so much to clear, and not enough time again. Smoke cuts it up. Down to 7. Plant has to start going down, and it does. Fights. Coming through, shots rattled. They know that the site is really just split into 2.
This is so creative. I can't believe that they've got themselves into a 2v3 with the plant for them and serious chances of winning this round. What a call, what a play.
With the molly. Drop down, burning away. Buys them crucial seconds. Tens with the reposition, and this is all just trying to buy time for that one. Fight taken by Marv. He doesn't win it.
And it's not planted for Tens.
It's spammable potentially in the box if he finds the right angle, but he needs to win these fights out, and he just doesn't do it. Doubled up. Thrifty win for Furia again. They needed that, Josh. And listen, they're winning them with some consistency on this map, aren't they?
They certainly are. The 3rd Thrifty on Bind for Furia. Ridiculous. Almost half of their wins have come from that.
Credit to Digizine for the one to be opening this one up right at the beginning. Cast your minds back. You're seeing it here.
Yeah, he'd already got the kill onto Tens before this even. But yeah, the Thrifty wins are keeping Furia alive. A lifeline, an absolute lifeline.
They needed that.
Digizine picks up an operator, and the op is looking... Okay.
Punish. Oh, hit! What a reaction! The dash to try and punish Digizine! He's monstrous! Oh, with the rifle in his hands. Well, not quite the rifle. Operator. Still putting in work.
But I mean, to have your op player covering your Viper, so you're going to pit down short and stop your op from even looking there, and you're relying on Digizine to hit that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pure reactions.
It's crazy, but he's delivered. And just like on Haven, where it felt Digizine and MW had to step up, otherwise the team were floundering, it feels like they're starting to here on Bind again. Especially Digizine.
Pushed up.
Spike
Spike drop.
B.
Mazine and Sassy walking right into each other.
One enemy remaining.
Not a clue in the world. With every position compromised, Pancada has to walk away with the rifle.
And as Pancada
30 seconds left.
watches this round slip away, the Furia players will be delighted. They've now won as many gun rounds as they have eco rounds.
Yeah,
isn't that ludicrous?
It's crazy. But the fact that they're just staying in this one, I mean, this is going to be 9-8 now. Furia getting that momentum back. Confidence back as well. That's what you wanted to see from them.
10 seconds left.
So it felt like they had that in Haven. Really good game plans. Digizine, MW were popping off.
But they found it difficult to put them into good positions on the double duelist maps, which is bizarre to me because we've seen Digizine and MW go crazy playing Jet Race before. But okay, heading into the next. Sentinels with a chance to regroup. They can still put together a decent buy.
Look at this. Where was this?
But yeah, let's have a... Ooh, there's no... That was a no... Was that a no-scope? There's no way.
I'm not sure. Did it just skip a little bit? Did my eyes deceive me?
I feel like my eyes must have deceived me there. There's no way that was a no-scope.
Yeah, I think we might have just caught the tail end of the shot, but... That's
either way,
either
way, a ridiculous shot for Digizine to be hitting. But okay. A tactical timeout here for Sentinels. And honestly, this one is also going to help Furia a little bit. Furia had already used both of their tac timeouts in this map. And it's going to give another opportunity for Coach Kalau to have some input. But yeah, Kaplan feeling like this game is slipping away from them. And what tragic fashion this would be for Sentinels to lose on Bind. Again, the fact that Furia have only won 3 gun rounds, and yet the score is 8-9, is bonkers.
unheard of, really. But they're narrowly creeping their way back. A chance to secure playoffs themselves, not relying on any other circumstances, any other variables for the rest of the matches that are yet to be played in this week.
So what have they cooked up? You will often see teams take these tag timeouts on eco rounds so that, you know, the whatever input the coach is having is for the next, but this is going to be coming out instantly.
Yeah.
And Sentinels have so many big ults to play with here.
I mean, Orbital Strike, Showstopper, the Blade Storm 10s is going to be offsetting the fact that he doesn't have a gun.
Get out of my way.
This just looks like they're keeping it simple and going short.
Fast play. Updraft. Target spotted, target acquired. Showstopper on the back. They're going to try and squeeze Showers, and they've got that space.
MW dodges the rocket coming towards him. They're going to be setting up. Whoa, okay.
TP, Seekers.
Mazine just rips it through the
And he
teleport.
wins the fight. Pancada was supposed to be the backstab here. I mean, Mazine is so alone. Tens feels like it's necessary to take some risks, take some space, take some plays into his own hands. Tap with the ADS, not enough. Furia barreling over them. 2 players left standing and no more knives in the hands of Tens.
Enemy remaining.
Every single player falling. Ripped to shreds. Furia now looking even. 9-9. And they've dragged it back.
That's a ridiculous play. That is an absolutely ridiculous play. Mazine taking the teleport on his own caused so much distraction. And the fact that he just challenges off the Seekers whilst winning.
Yeah. I mean, the Seeker's giving him info here. When that one goes wide, it just lines it up.
Yeah, it's hugging the corner though. It could be going anywhere. That could be a player going. That could be a player literally anywhere on the map that isn't towards the shower side.
Yeah.
And he just decides to challenge. I don't even really know whether he knew there was a player there. I don't know. A wild play, and it's exactly what they need. This is now 3 in a row, uncontested by Sentinels. Tens is going to be over towards the B side of the map, up with Marved, as Dejacine gets posted down short. They haven't done this before, at least not that I can remember. Getting Dejacine, he's so aggressive as an AWPer.
Yeah, with the dash active, it feels like he can take these liberties now, but with the footstep, has to back away.
They've heard the Trailblazer coming through showers, so Dejacine and Khalil back off to try and make sure that there isn't a serious push happening in that direction. It's a hookah hold, reminiscent of the one that Sentinels had with Sassy and Pancada.
And this can be really hard to break. Spots it. Snake bite at the feet with the orb up. Denying any sort of entry. Mazine now next to one to take the contact. How does this get cleared? Flash.
If Marv gets a sniff that they're doubled up in hookah like this, he has a Brim ult that could be devastating.
Flash clears it. Still has the orbital strike. Won't really scratch it though. Okay, flash in the face here. QCK does not survive. Orbital strike. Splits it up. Buy some time. And Mazine is spotted. MW though. Not accounted for. Pancada enough to return the fire. The trade is there. And 1 player left standing. That's just the Dejacine with the operator. No chance of the retake. Still time. Gonna plant this spike here. Percentage plays. This is the easy shot. Pays for it with his life.
They have the money though, so Dejacine wanted to just send that one. It's a good round from Sentinels though. They find themselves, the key difference there, the reason why they're able to hold on, they have a massive, massive player advantage by the time the spike goes down. They didn't have to play a serious post plan. The execute just tore this to pieces, and not just the exec, but that late backstab from Pancada, coming through and clearing out hookah at the same time as the rest of his players were forming the distraction on the site.
Maybe Sentinels have stemmed the bleeding ever so slightly. And it looked like Fury were getting this one. Second forward, Satra though. Push them back, drop down. Need to really just push him away. Prowler though. Oh, boom on the way! The Fury players uncertain of where to aim in second. Nasty shots to hit. A 2-piece.
Awesome entry, puts them up to a 5v3 again. This is, once more, not going to be that challenging to play as a post plan because of just the sheer numbers advantage. And Furia, while the money is good, might not want to commit to this and just feed ult orbs. Look at where they're at. Zekken is one away, Pancada's one away. These are major ultimates that Sentinels could use to snowball this out of Furia's control.
Yeah, if they hunt for it.
We've seen other teams in EMEA and in Pacific have their fate not in their hands. You know, I was particularly thinking about the Pacific region, watching that clash with, you know, RRQ and Secret, Global, the massive battle towards the bottom of the pack, where none of them controlled their own fate. And it was devastating for those players. Watching the matches happening from the sidelines.
And you just have to watch in fear and terror, hoping that it works out.
And that's the fate that Furia are inching ever so closer towards. With shots like this, the entry is so clean.
And Zekken has been sublime. Destroying on an individual basis.
And remember that if Sentinels get these final 2 rounds and cross the line, there is still a slim chance.
Still that sliver. Not gonna stop talking about it. Dash to Jazine, has to respect this util. Boombot chasing him down. Right at his heels. Still, the angle's there. Through the smoke, there was no util to accompany that.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, and 10 just gets taken out anyway. This could really start to get incredibly scrappy. Rocket, yeah, Marv. Tried to avoid it, tried to dodge it. Not likely. Top of the box, that was spotted there, I believe. Pancana holding close, Shorty returns. Crazy gun. Still sassy, he's eager.
Wow. Good timing that he's found there. This now becomes winnable. A 2v3 where Zekken has Showstopper.
It's all about how you find these kills. ADS up. Can't get it. Satchel. He knows the opper's watching. How does he cut his way across?
Spike planted.
I've got your trail.
Decided not to. Wants to hold the crossfire. Dangerous though. Now takes his time with the swing as the Seeker was in his face.
There's another.
Sassy repositions. Let's watch though. QCK knows it. Through the wall. 54 health. He needs an impossible task in front of him. He needs to meet it. He needs to challenge it. Flash. Dodged. 3 bullets. Reload offered. Sticking. Dodging. Jumping around the side. Mazine. A watchful eye kept to defend his teammate.
And the score gets closer. 10-11. That's an unusual call from Sentinels. A lot of their big executes have been working nicely. They had the Showstopper to play with, and instead they went for a contact walk through their own wall. Punished for it, and the operator really in Dutchsin's hands, finally showcasing why it's good against contact plays. We were talking about that on Split.
All the time on
and
Split.
it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But Dutchsin is finally making it work. 3 players start the round over towards B for Furia, and that's where Sentinels are creeping up. It's slow and quiet again, but now the Trailblazer gives it away.
And it's so explosive. The dog, the rocket, right to the side, no damage. Or at least a little bit. Nades, where does that rebound? Could be anywhere. Geometry of this map, cutting its way across into the close corners. Still got that B long position. They have to... No, okay, well.
I was going to say they haven't cleared QCK, but they do eventually. They've got to know that there's other people long.
So planting inside the tube, they have to know whoever plays long. They definitely do now. With Mazine grabbing that kill. Smoked off, cut away for the rest of the team. Obelisk is taken out. Flashes dodged! Incredible reactions! At a position noted, firing off. Heads are found, bodies are tumbling, bodies are falling. And the face at the end. A critical round game for Sen, brings him up to 12, 1 step away from winning the series.
Sentinels win here would be so huge. The fan base has just been desperate for them all season long. And Furia would get into a sticky spot.
Yeah, they've been keeping their eyes glued to the VCT matches.
Both teams will. If Sentinels win 2-1 here, they need EG, Leviathan, and MIBR to upset for them to go through the playoffs.
It's absurd.
Furia taking a gamble, pushing down.
Doubled up.
Could be all on this.
High-low. The fire is returned. And damage was done to Khalil, dropped down to 10 health.
So an even exchange.
Dog clearing, spots intense. Oh my goodness.
He gets concussed. But more importantly than that, they don't have smokes to work with. When they've been pushing A, they've been tending to smoke between truck and triple to get their plants down. How are they going to do that?
Lamps is compromised. They weren't watching it. They were watching the dog. Pancada once more. Close onto the corner. Run and gun in action. That's the stinger. At play. Still on the close corner. And damage is done enough, surely. Rifles, util, push forwards. One after the other spraying. Crossing the fire. Second.
I have the spike.
He stands a chance here, but he doesn't know where the other player is, and he's walking right into it. Mazine holds his ground. And Lifeline still being bought. 12-11.
The final round of regulation stands before us, round 24. And Sentinels are going to take a timeout. It's their last one, and they're about to get one back in OT anyway if they lose. So you might as well get some input from Kaplan. I think they missed a trick in the prior round. When Marv died, Pancada's ultimate is the best way to block off sightlines and help them take some site control. And he got greedy and went for more. I like the proactivity from Sentinels, but sometimes perhaps they need to rein it in a little. I wonder what input Kaplan is currently having. Is this a cooked up set play kind of round? Is this reminding them stuff to think about as they move later? I mean, there's no way you can plan for OT. You've got to just get it done here.
Here and now. Chance to close things up.
Furia's actually got some really good ultimates to deal with what Sentinels are throwing at them. So, for all of you at home, Mazine and Khalil, they have the Seekers, they have the Orbital Strike. That's going to give them so many tools to deal with a Viper's Pit.
Denying the plant.
Yeah,
be great as well.
Yep.
And so here we are. At a turning point in the series. All the importance placed on this one.
And a 4-player stack from Furia on A.
Oh my. What kind of read is this? Looks like a fight might be taken at Showers. Ping's being made all the way. Stimmy, drop down. Got the speed, and they got the presence to take that early angle, and the control of Showers is gained for now. Look, still with the wall up, contacted, QCK off angle. Flick of the wrist, not enough, and there's no return fire, there's no trade. Viper's Pit dropped down. How does Pancada play it? Shorty in his hands, around the corner, flick to the side. Furia setting themselves up. And every risk taken across the map, it's been brought down to their knees. So many kills offered. Sassy on 1 HP to Kado, bringing him back to life. Seeker though, that spots him in his face. Jiggling the movement, dash to the side, and luck on the hands here for Furia. 12-12. We are going to OT.
Switching sides. Overtime.
This game has been crazy. It's really had it all. Fantastic performances from both of the teams in their respective maps on map 1 and map 2. And then this final one's been a banger. There's no telling who's going to be able to take this away. I definitely feel like Sentinels are going to be kicking themselves if they lose this map. Yeah. They had many chances to make the first half cleaner. That really should have been an 8-4 lead, but they lost 2 anti-ecos.
We're getting back into it. 5 more seconds ticking down. The barrier's going to be removed, and let's see how this ends up going. Furia dragged it all the way back. Double satchel now.
They're taking Showers control here quickly. Tens with an op has been posted hookah. That lets Sentinels full rotate over to B. Over to A. Oh, Pancada thinks better of it and stays his ground. But still, to me, the big challenge for Furia on their attack side was they never found the weak site. They were always hitting into 3 or 4 players.
And that's a kill on MW.
What is that?
From what angle?
Oh my.
In what world?
That's a wall bang from back truck through a crazy position.
Sometimes you get blessed with those moments, but look at this. Lamps has been compromised. Dash forwards, flash doesn't connect. The Digi team not set up for success. Molly to the side. Maybe they can still find a way to pave into a round victory. Maybe it will take the firepower. Winning the shots here. Satchels backing away. Dogdo stunned up, and Zeka doesn't stand a chance. The Seekers have been earned. 38 seconds. And again, the off angle. Pancada with a knife out did not know that the back of the site was compromised there. It's left up to 10s. No
30
armor.
seconds left.
Hopes and dreams. Dash fading away. Only the operator to do the work. so damn unlikely for Furia now. A chance to take the lead in the map, to take the lead in the series. The discipline is there, they're not giving an inch. Everyone backed away. No free fights. First one's there, Tens claims it, smoke. Drop down, the spam going wide, gets half, an opportunity now. He's bought his time, flick to the side, he misses, no! I believe damage might have been done through the wall, but it's not good enough.
13-12.
Switching sides.
And a beautiful 4v5 round for Furia. They put themselves a match point, 1 round away from locking themselves into playoffs.
And it's palpable.
One enemy remaining.
They can feel it. The tide has shifted. And there's that 1 round that they need.
So Furia on the defense, looking like they wanted to set 2 up in hookah. Pancada, is this early pressure? So this snakebite lands outside showers to help Zekken. And in the meantime, the other duelist, Tens, peeks towards. What awareness to even think of hard clearing that position.
That angle is nuts. And he wants to take the fight again. He anticipates it. Either a sound bait or what, but he runs his way out of there and expects the re-clearance. 2 openings.
He had a great try at winning the clutch in pretty much an unwinnable position in round 25. And now comes in here and gives his team 2 amazing openings.
With the operator, Jajazine, he knows the dog's not going to spot him. Tied close to the corner. Nade clears that one out. Dashdo's still there, holding close. Satchel's through. They got to know, and there we have it. Very good from Zekken.
The bait and switch with Tens and Zekken, lovely to stop Jajazine from getting anything done.
2v5. Good luck.
We're going again,
yeah,
surely.
We are going again. You have to make an attempt of it. Don't keep the guns going into the next round. Gotta make the most.
That'd be a crazy patch for overtime.
1 enemy remaining.
Jump spotting. MW's there. Offsets the movement enough to win out his fight, but he's got the most to deal with. Triple face. Yeah. Secure. 13-13, Sen. Whatever sliver and chance they have of making playoffs, it rested on that round.
And Tens delivered. Second and Tens at the top of the scoreboard currently. This 2K, I mean, the awareness to find that and to get the repush, both very intelligent kills. So we're going back into this, the score 13-13. Furia looked like they had a great game plan on their attack round. They took showers control super early on and then reset into a short push. This time, again, really determined to take one area of the map early and deny Sentinels map control.
A lot of tools used, though. The Boombot. And the Trailblazer. Smoke into the back. That looks like an engagement. Yeah, the Jazine's in there. There was a flash of support and double satchel. The side is vacated, but they're surrounded. They don't have control of back halls. It's a spam battle occurring. The Spike's still not in a good position.
As soon as the Spike went down, Tens took the teleporter, so now he's early into hookah.
Tap. Trying to bait the presence, trying to bait the fights out. It's even. Into the back of the site, taking it, flooding in before they can even get comfortable into these positions. Khalil still holds it. Tucks into the corner, an important fight to win.
That's so early from Tens.
Molly though, lands at the feet, force them back around, that's it. What? Burns Mazine to a crisp! And Khalil, they know he's there surely. Surely, in his face, Khalil wins it, but double swing. Dealt with, QCK, last one left, and it's not planted for him. Tucked into the side, snakebite's there, right around to the corner. And Sentinels regain the lead.
How have Furia lost that post plant? How has Mazine died to a Brimstone Molly while playing a post plant position? What a crumble! And Sentinels taking hold of that opportunity perfectly.
And this is it now. You cannot falter.
They were running a spread default the last time they played the attack round in OT. Now Sentinels are essentially doing the same thing Furia just did. A 4-1 grouped up towards long. But it's slow and quiet.
It'll all come down to this.
Time to hunt.
Zine gets a bit of information.
Scout destroyed.
Trailblazer broken, only spots the one and a jump spot. Oh, they're going to be pre-aiming this. No, backing away. 1 minute 20. Dropping down now steadily.
Blinded.
Have a deep flash. Zine now doesn't have another one for another 15 seconds.
These flashes, though, are keeping 3 players on B. And Furia are stacking the right site at the moment. Dejasine's got great information down this. He is open to both sides of short. But Dejasine's not afraid of that.
50 seconds, flash this way, that way, eventually wrangle and control.
That's about the first piece of utility that's been used in the entirety of this round by Sentinels.
Think about how dangerous that is. When you're up against the potential of the operator, we know.
Are they leaving both duelists on B?
Blinded.
No, okay, so Zekken was just taking a bit of a peek.
I mean, Dejasine now has to be the difference maker. Shot found. Dash disengage. Shower's going to be reclaimed now. And he can be that thorn in their sides with 20 seconds remaining. How does this get taken? Flash into the back. Khalil's still there, but they don't know his position. 18. They want to try and flip this site and take control of this one all the way back round. It's all about contact plays. Walking. Stepping into it. Second lands it. One bullet was all it took there. They got to know that Showers is still occupied. Dejazine's there. How do you approach? Shit. Watch 4. 3 players left standing out for Sen.
Blocking sight.
To try and close this one out. Contained. Corralled. 2 players in lamps now. They need to find this one. The tap onto it. Shorty's jumping around. Dash to the side. No way. Sticking it through. 10's still alive in a moment, but it's all the way being stuck. Getting off of it. It's a nade. Prevents it. No one sticks it round. Shorty's just chaos. It's pandemonium. But Furia survived.
Crazy situation for it to go 14-14. We're getting another round of OT here.
Absurd.
And like you said, Bren, Furia survived. They hold on by a thread. Marv goes down as the opening kill there to Dejasine. He's the person that's taking space off that dog rather than Zekken. When Marv has gone down on this map, they have lost every time. When Marv goes down first, they're 6 for 6 in round losses. I mean, also 6 first deaths is kind of a lot.
A bit of a breather.
All right,
let the tension out.
So Furia take a timeout. At this point, you know, both of the teams are going to be coming into timeout with a few ideas of what they want to do, okay? We're going to take Shower's control on our attack side. On defense side, we're going to do X, whatever that is. When it gets to 14-14, your mind just goes blank. I mean, that was a visual indicator of what your mind looks like in overtime when it gets this deep. Yep. Because you're running out of ideas.
That's what I mean. The ideas start running out. The prior conditioning starts to fade away. Yep. And at this point, you just start throwing things at teams.
Yep.
We saw it. I mean, it's literally manifested in the last few rounds we've seen on the attack side of these teams. They're grouping up as 5. Fast plays, trying to fight for the extremities now, but round and round we go. 14-14.
10's picking up that glass cannon operator. 3 players from Sentinels on A. Again, want to stress, Marv cannot be dying first. He has 12 first deaths in the series so far. That's the highest out of any of the players. 6 of them in this map. They've lost all 6 of those rounds.
Oh, the body block. Okay, interesting tech. Buys a bit of time.
Yeah, stop the dog from getting any space.
And this angle right here. Past the wall. Flick's not enough. It was pre-aimed by MW.
Very sharp. And
they strike, they capitalize. This is Furia. Getting some ground, but they do not have that Shower's control. And this angle, wow. Dejasine takes the wrong timing with that one, or at least not clearing properly. Snakebite, though. Used to push them back. And maybe the plan can go down here. W sticking, there was a satchel. Still, that angle's watched for, yeah. And Mankata lurking, creeping again. Up through short.
Double flanks going on here, both Pankata and Mazine. Who can get more value?
And everything's placed on this one. Smoke's held. Footsteps watched for Khalil. We're on the back. Flank attempt from Mazine. The molly at his feet. It's crumbled. It's on a 2-on-2. Time pressure starting to play that factor.
But they got half already.
Yep. Buy some space, buy some time. Half a tap, forcing the engagement, forcing the fight, forcing the battle. 2 players left, sticking it through. Sassy's weak, not enough, no way! Sentinels again.
No charges left.
It's rickety.
Match point.
But once more, they are 1 step away from taking the series.
So many opportunities. They've had so many tries. Tens did a great job at keeping them alive when they were down. And since then,
One enemy
they've had a
remaining.
couple of good opportunities to close this match out. And Furia have stayed in it.
All right, let's see. Back into it.
Oh, big battle here with the operator as well over in Showers. And this is what happened last time. They took Showers control and Zekken just danced away.
Danced away, pushing back. Trailblazer. Again, standard to be using this early on in the round.
Yeah, 10 spotted, but he has been the player defaulting over towards B. So that doesn't tell them enough necessarily to go and stack B.
Grouped up.
They're still having MW rotate over though.
Surely going to be spotting this one now, and it comes down to this. Dog's there. Doesn't kill or doesn't latch. No stun. Claim. Dash forwards though, and a flash is perfect. In the smoke though, there's that spam. Vulnerable Furia! Dismantling them, but maybe Marv can strike back, maybe. He gets his 2, and he's left it up to Pancada now. Torch passed on, but not enough to reset, not when he's being double-faced. And how many more times are we going to see it? Round and round we go. The overtime never ending.
15-15. I want off the Sentinels crazy ride, Bren. Oh. The emotions must be running so up and down for these players. It's incredibly difficult to stabilize your game when the adrenaline is flooding through you and there are peaks and troughs like this.
Each time it seems like Sentinels
Blinded.
take that first step.
Toxins
They
going
get shaken, get sent straight back. Furia not willing to give up their chance to hold in their own hands, their own destiny of making playoffs.
Feels like one of the first times we've seen MW this early inside Hookah. Is that going to catch somebody off? Sassy and Zekken, potentially the people that would be spotting that.
Yeah, I mean, with all of the emphasis that's being placed towards B-Long and Showers early on by Furia, this is different taste of things.
Yeah, it's different.
Maybe different is what they need to get them over that hurdle.
Oh, it's so quiet, Furia grouping up. But they found, again, the site that has 3 Sentinels players at it.
Flash connects. Dodge to the side. There, Pancada was close, he falls. And no one's watching this, there's no real pressure to spray. Transfer's almost dead, Sassy! So much damage! How does he contain? How does he do that? How does he pull it off? Yet still, Tens is there, Khalil. Rips it to the side, last one left, last one standing, teleport to back out. 20 seconds, has the spike. Maybe this is winnable.
Tens is incredibly quick down short here. Wow, Khalil even tapping.
Timing up, off to the side, wallbangable, no way! 26 left, ult in his hands, the orbital striking is noted. Push him back, he's bought space, he's bought time, and he's bought a chance to pull off a heroic clutch, 1v2. Anticipating it. He hears the drop, he knows it's there, but he doesn't land the shot marked. Steps up when his team needed it. And a familiar sight for Sentinels now. Once more, standing on the precipice of potentially winning the series.
That
Switching
is
sides.
such a great try from
Match
Khalil.
point.
And you see the brimstone head-to-head towards the end. I don't know how the players keep their cool in those kind of moments. Both very used to playing the clutches, and both played it wonderfully. Marv comes out with it in the end, and you see what it means to Khalil. I mean, that one wasn't even for the map. That was just to put them at an advantage. Sentinels once more have Furia on the brink. If Furia lose this round, they go from 4th to 8th in the standings.
Blinded.
That's how much this round means.
How much the entire series means. for Sen. You've got to grasp this opportunity that's ahead of you now. They've been on match point so many times, but it's the last chance they have at any shot of playoffs. Nate pushed it forwards. It's a dash to the side there. It's scrappy. It's all over the place. It's labored. Furia are the ones who are winning. Gunfight's going their way. Molly at the feet, but it doesn't actually clear Digizine.
And if they cancel, Mazine is miles behind them currently. Mazine might have over-pushed here, to be honest with you.
I mean, these kind of crazy plays.
He's not containing, though. He's not giving them any info if they go back to B. If they took the teleport, he would be in a bad position. I mean, somehow Sentinels have found the gap here perfectly to the point where they're going to find an empty B site.
Just, yeah, I mean, the read there from Furia, maybe anticipating there was a cut noise re-hit of the A side, but
Mazine's got to know at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's cleared all the way through showers. They got to know, but then no, I mean, no one's moving.
No.
Anticipating that they're all grouped up towards short. Possibly it's these Viper walls. And kind of obfuscating it.
QCK also looks like he thinks someone might have lurked through B into their spawn. Like TenZ did on one of the previous rounds in regulation.
It's all over the place. The free plant. 3 players standing for Sen.
It's disadvantaged, but it is winnable.
Normally, that post plant.
Normally you would see teams do something aggressive in this spot because they're down a player.
Deep smoke. It's an obstacle in their face. Furia, they need to stay alive. Cross to the side, the reset. Good for the one, but still in the advantage. And now just Sassy. Wider swing by QCK. And even if he fell, even if he was taken out, his team was going to have his back. We go again.
I hope none of you have got anything to do today. We're locked in here. Sentinels Furia. It's now officially, I mean, it already was,
Overtime.
but it is the longest overtime that we've had in Americas this year. 16-16 the score. Neither of these teams able to win 2 in a row. I suppose Sentinels did actually that one time where TenZ was able to pick up 2 and save them from match point.
Well, an absolute clinic and show that is being put on.
What a roller coaster.
Attention is in the air. Timeout's being earned. Sentinels using theirs now as we enter this 3rd, 4th, 5th round of overtime. I don't even know, Josh. At this point, I've lost track, but
yeah.
Listen.
They have a tactical timeout, do they still? They were saving this one specifically for 16-16. This game has been quite ridiculous.
It gets to this point, and what do you even say? We made mention of it. Any sort of prior conditioning tends to go out the window when it gets like this because each individual round is just a microcosm. Back and forth, swapping the sides. When you get to this point, it's hard to even keep track of any sort of exploitable elements that any side could be doing.
I do think, though, you're seeing a tendency from Furia to want to fight. The way in which Khalil is swinging and playing aggressive, they're trying to stuff Sentinels. Maybe there's a read there that they can try and pump fake. You know, throw a bunch of utility out, bait somebody into a bad swing and be holding for it. They're going to start on the defensive side, though, here, Sentinels. Looking to fend off a potential short push. Furia didn't run many of these. Flash, fast.
There we go. Satchels as well. Moving forwards. What? Track through the wall. And a kill. Claim. TenZ. Still has the dash, but really, nowhere to run here. Puts us back now to the empty cap here, just giving up that space because he knows that Lamps is compromised round the side. Shorties clearing their way, cleaving their way. Sassy fast to roam around here. He's making his own flank attempts as well. He's going to be gathering that information, but is he also going to be overcooking it? 4 versus 4. Tap, hoping that it baits out the sight line, that it baits out a fight, and guess what it does? Mazine, happy to oblige. TenZ still alive. And the fight's here with the spike, not quite stuck. QCK gets off of it and finds the angle. Nevertheless, shots there. 2 versus 3. And Furia. And just about done it now. 17-16, Josh. They take that critical step forwards, and now just one more.
Something they have not been able to do essentially this whole time. Only once, right at the start of OT, did we see Furia get into this point where they had potential to win the match. There was some whiffs happening there, Bren.
Yeah.
TenZ and Sassy had spots where they could have won the round, and they let it slip, Dajazzin's going to have an operator in hand, fighting towards B, looking to get posted. It's a spread default. It's slow from Sentinels.
And how does it get applied? TenZ. Oh, he sees it. Wants to take the fight. Not enough to reset the aim. Double faced.
This is what I'm talking about. The Furia players, they just want to fight. And they want to end this with gun skill.
Talked about the nail in the coffin. This could be it. It has to be. Miracle moment still. Spike has dropped down in the middle of nowhere. A bit of the site going to be contained and
I got the
gained.
spike.
Second has worked his way into that Lamb's position, but yeah, it's Sentinels feeling so uncertain of where they want to land. They know they've got the site though. Moving forwards, that spike will get planted, but they have a player disadvantage.
Furia have been giving them the site and just playing these retakes with a player advantage in OT fairly frequently. They all go through the teleporter.
Surely this is it. Space vacuums up, clears up. He's claimed to one section of the map. Here onto the side, nade, round the back, rebounds, doesn't do any damage. Post plants, this is lineups being played. Molly, down onto the floor. Flash round to the side as well. Marv doesn't win his fight. Mazine with the flank. Causing danger, causing elements here. Comes down to this, spraying through. And the fight's won. Pancana, Marv, they win it. QCK sticking though, in the smoke. Hard on the board. Gets off of it, taps it. Time running short. Spotted, no way, no way! We go again! I can't believe what we are seeing. For it to come down to that, even Kaplan, it's disbelief. It's a disbelief. How can you not be?
17-17, Brad. I mean, it's just crazy. A player disadvantaged situation. The two controller players, the two smokes players, Marv and Pancada stepping up so enormously for their squad.
What? To the distance.
Doesn't matter who wins this round, Brent. We're going again.
It feels like it.
Okay.
No rest.
Strap in.
Oh my. This time TenZ opting for that operator. Last time he was on the defensive round, he had the rifle in his hands. This time moving back over to it.
Both teams are just doing whatever they can to try and throw some different flavor into the round.
Yeah.
Anything. And for Sentinels here, it's a 4-player stack on B. I mean, this is, I don't know what the read is based off, but it's a hard read. Maybe the single flash that Mazine threw at the beginning of the round? Other than that, Furia haven't really used any utility. Not another single piece.
All of A given up. Just Marv playing safe, playing for his life all the way into the back heaven, but yeah, the players are going to be matching them. Oh, shot.
I'm constantly amazed at Furia's ability to find the difficult site to hit on Vine.
Dash now, flashes as well. It's a fight to be taken and a fight won! Through the wall!
Spike down, B.
TenZ landing the shots. QCK not a chance in hell once more, and a familiar sight.
What a hard read.
Yeah.
4 players on that site.
Whatever the gamble was, whatever the read was, it pays off for Sentinels.
So much.
One more round, Josh. One more round. And Furia denied the chance to take playoffs themselves. And for Sentinels, it's that last sliver. Whatever the percentage might be, don't tell me the odds. I don't want to know at this point. They're grasping at anything to stay in this.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard the crowd rooting against Sentinels.
It could be either way.
Oh, I suppose, right.
Yeah,
One more round to win.
win.
I thought they meant one more round of OT.
I mean, we might get there. It's been going that way.
Okay.
Attack side op for TenZ. Again, different flavors being placed, but it does slow down any attempt that you have at trying to beat that. Much more explosive on the attack side.
Both of these teams have been playing it so slow in these rounds too. It makes it difficult to figure out which site has more players on it. That's why Fury have been running into the stacks so often. Might be similar story here.
3 grouped up. Crosshair placement from QCK. It's good for it. Jumping up onto the box there. Snake bite shot to the wall. Narrowly avoided. Khalil. Just jump spotting. Back in the head. And they are hunting for a kill.
Spike drop.
Open sight line. And it is what it comes down to. 40 seconds. Position forwards gained here. The front of the site is theirs, but util is used to try and push back the spike.
going to be hard to get the plant down.
Yeah, really
30
difficult.
seconds left.
Fully grouped up. Shotgun close, rifle back, holding the back. Oh,
not much time.
Not much time at all. 24 seconds left. Mark just needs to hold and bait this one out. Pancada planting. Opportunities is there. Now the molly. Pushing them back and away. Clearing through into lamps. Still holding it. Shot found, kill found. Pancada. 1, 2, and maybe a few more. Spring! That's it! It's finished! It's done! The Sentinels have granted their chance. A distant dream the playoffs might be, but they win the series and they throw our standings into chaos.
They absolutely do. In the most Sentinels way possible, they win this game. Probably still don't make playoffs. It's an outside chance, but they just cause havoc for every other team, including Furia, who now, both of these squads, both Sentinels and Furia, had their chances to make things easy. And they've chosen the hardest way possible, where they need to watch every other game that happens for the rest of the week to figure out whether they're playing in playoffs. Ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous here. Sentinels get the victory 2-1 in spectacular fashion.
Yeah,
spectacular. I mean, Zekken, I believe, was 6-0 in terms of his first kills to first deaths. Top of the leaderboard. Ten's had some marvelous moments too. The double controllers closing things out. It was a bonkers game.
Just
Ludicrous.
ludicrous from start to beginning.
Yeah. And again, to go over the implications for this, Furia still have 62.5% of the scenarios where they make playoffs.
Okay.
But that still means there's a lot of scenarios where Furia miss out. And this is their third match in a row where they've lost 1-2 to an NA team, where they could have just locked themselves in. And for Sentinels, because they win, but they didn't do it cleanly, they can make playoffs if EG beat NRG, if Leviathan also beat Loud, and if MIBR beat 100 Thieves. All three of those upsets need to occur.
It's just insane. Just insane.
After what I just witnessed today, I believe.
I mean, anything can happen getting into the final week of play. And yeah, I mean, take about stand proud. Final showcase here in the regular split. Now it's out of your hands. A well-earned rest for the Sentinels boys, but my God, did they put on a show.
Yeah, that was pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Pure entertainment, that match. I'm not sure the players would think about it the same way, especially the Furia players.
Their heart's probably racing.
Yeah. And
Trying to calm down after that.
hearts sinking for the Furia team that looked like they might have been one of the best in Americas in week 1 and 2. Find themselves in a very different spot now.
It's been that gradual slip.
Just as Sentinels, a week can make all the difference. You never know what's going to happen in Valorant.
Yep. And the confidence was there. I mean, you could feel it. I mean, from the get-go, smiles abound for the Sentinels players. They went into this one, gave it all they had, and guess what? It came out with the win 2-1. And again, just to reiterate, standings in chaos. I mean, you were talking about the scenarios, the chances, whatever else. I don't know. I think we should leave this to the desk to talk about. They
Makes
probably got
sense.
quite a lot to break down. Let's send it back down to Dash and the desk.
Thank you so much, Brendan Sancho. Yeah, leave the mess for us to sort out here.
It's ridiculous what we have left. We came into this thinking, oh, they 2-0, then something can happen, or they're just going to lose and they're out. But now, I mean, Sentinels fans, you guys need to go out there and buy some jerseys, because you got to be rooting for EG, then Leviathan, then MIBR, all three to upset.
Yeah.
Or else Sentinels is out. But it's possible.
Fandom, disperse!
It's possible.
Ready? I know, it's wild that we ended up in this situation. As they were mentioning, standings rather completely turned on their heads. But, Valen, can we just recognize how many rounds of overtime we did? They just played 3.5 maps.
Yeah,
That's how many rounds.
Basically a best of 5 almost. They just played the extra half. I mean, that was a lot of pressure for both teams. You know, having that many overtime rounds go back and forth. It looked like it was in Furia's hands at one point, and then Sentinels pulls a miracle round. The one round where they TP'd showers, they had no backside control. I'm like, oh, Furia won, and they pulled out a miracle. But yeah, that was a roller coaster of a game. I'm sure Sentinels are super excited to end the fans, and now you got to go support EG, Lev, MIBR. Like, go help everyone.
It's going to be the most dispersed fandom that we've had in VCT Americas to date. But for Sentinels, I mean, I was just impressed because this is a team that's coming in with so many roster changes, with a last-minute switch in the last 2 weeks here of VCT Americas. But they continually came up with ideas really late into this game. I mean, 35 rounds. Valen as a player, it just becomes so hard to think of a new idea overtime after overtime, continuing to innovate. It's just so much pressure, and they stood up to it.
Yeah, we actually saw a lot of like the same rounds of contact short pops or fast hookah pops. Like they're just walking up and trying to catch the other team by surprise because all of your push pulls and your outplay is just known. It's a known entity by now, and you just need to kind of surprise them, catch them off guard.
And I mean, for every one of the doubters of this roster change, I think this final map is like proof of why Tens is back, because he's just like the big match player. Stepped up in such a big way for this guy. The Brazilian duo making their clutches known. Well, it was scrappy. It was against Furia. It's not them going out and winning a tournament. It kind of felt like you were getting the vibe of why people once called this squad a super team, because everyone is just so talented in these close games.
Yeah, whenever someone had to step up, I would say each member of Sentinel stepped up big. I would say Marv stepping up into the IGL role. He called some phenomenal rounds there, especially in the OT. Tens popping off, getting all the entries. And then the duo, the Brazilian duo, just clutching out rounds, making sure that their entry and all their support is, you know, looking good. Sentinelscopia? I don't know.
Yeah, 36 round map 3, the longest we've had here in VCT Americas by quite a bit, and it's Sentinels who come out on top. Let's go ahead and send it down to the stage. Vansili is standing by with Zekin for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you so much, Dash. Zekin, congratulations. And first off, I think you owe an apology to the Sen City fans and myself, because look at this sweat, man. You had us sweating this whole game. This map on Vine has been crazy. Usually, you know, it's cliche as a question, but we have to talk about the emotions going through that map. So tell me about that Vine game.
It was hectic. It was really back and forth. The OT, we had to just calm ourselves down a little bit, but it was a good win. It was a good win.
I know you have to calm yourselves down, but I think it's that round number 34. You know, we had a snake bite that was going to a spike. We still had a player from Furia on that defuse. They almost had it a millisecond because he wasn't on that spike. So that had to be a stressful moment. Talk to me through about what happened after, because you got a flawless victory right after and you closed the series.
Dude, I thought we lost. I took my headset off. But it was a big momentum shift for us. It was a huge round. Definitely got a lot of confidence after that round. We knew we could take it from there.
Awesome. Let's take a step back now. We know that since Sentinels, as an organization, haven't really won split since like Masters 3 Berlin, right? Back in 2021. You weren't part of that roster. But when now you're part of this roster with Sentinels for this VCTs, you've lost in 2 overtime games in week 1 and week 3. What made you want to continue to play split against Furia today?
It was just a map we felt confident in. It was a map we got a lot of good practice in with the new 5, and we knew Jimmy's calling was really good on it, so we were excited to play it.
But let's talk about that Jimmy's calling, actually, because I mean, it's the main question that's been going around for the past weeks, from like the analyst desk over to content creation and skits that we had around Marv. But I also wanted to ask you, as a player, what's the changes, what's the advantages having Marv now as an IGL for the team?
It's really nice. Jimmy's a really calm caller, and he kind of just lets the game kind of flow. There's a lot of room for everyone, if they have their own ideas, to kind of chime in, and it allows for these rounds where we're all kind of collaborating on one idea, and it works really well.
And about these ideas, 2 more questions for you. So about these ideas, the first one is these role changes that you had, right? Last week you played against Crew, where you played an Omen, and I remember you told me in the back scene, you were telling me like, I only played this once, I only scrimmed it once. So like, what was going on here into the ideas of these role changes for you guys in Sentinels?
We have a lot of flexible players, a lot of players who can play anything. We have a good game plan going into the map, and players can slot into those roles. So even if, you know, someone's playing a wacky agent, we have a good game plan to back it up, and it always works out.
Awesome. And final question for you. I know you've got the victory here 2-1 against Furia, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you've made it through the playoffs. There's a lot of deciding factors with the upcoming matches for the rest of the week, but at least we have a moment to talk to the fans. So I'll let the floor to you to say hi here to the Sen City fans.
Sorry about this season. It's not been the most consistent, but we have a new 5. We have a consistent 5 that we can work with. We want to keep playing in front of you guys. We love you guys. You guys make this all possible. Thank you.
With that, Zekin, at least you've been kicking ass for the past 3 weeks. We have faith in you for the next season for sure, if it goes to the next season, but hopefully we'll still see you in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So with that, congratulations here to Zekin from Sentinels. We're going to throw it to a break. When we come back, more matches on the stage here. It's going to be EG versus Energy.
Riot Games Arena is starting to feel like a pressure cooker as both of our squads vie for a postseason position. Sentinels versus Furia.
Second, last one standing. Placement there to isolate the 5-7. Bullets away! For and around the red ball clutch. You have got to be joking. Lovely shot returning to fire. Digizine. There's 15 seconds. To the back of the site. There's no time, yet still. Acing it. Digizine. Operator, they're just looking for a pick, but they can't find one. Showstopper comes back in. Oh my goodness! It's a slaughter! Sentinels. That's a 13-7, and map 1 is theirs. Smoke in his face, he can weave, dodge in and out, but the back of the site now being cleared up, and lovely reset. MW with 3, precision, taking risks. Close to the angle though, Tens rips off 3! Khalil helping to try and redeem, but wow, guess what? MW doesn't even need it. And Furia winning that map, dominant fashion here. Press him into these angles. He's aware of it, aware to hand in, marked! All the way down, MW. Listen, line up, got the luxury of it. At a position, no, noted, firing off. Heads are found, bodies are tumbling, bodies are falling. Still holding it, shot found, kill found by Kana, and maybe a few more, Spring! That's it! It's finished! It's done! Sentinels are granted their chance.